What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K21 at Next Gen. Today, going to be rebuilding the LA Clippers. I actually have done a lot more teams than I actually realized, so I think I actually only have 2 or 3 left. That being said, I'm obviously not just going to stop doing rebuilds after I, finish all the normal teams. So comment down below some other videos, some challenges perhaps you want to see. I'm going to get back into the trading every player rebuilds. I know you guys do love those a lot. So also just want to say something. One, I apologize about not having videos for a couple days. I'm back at school. If you can't tell, this is the new setup. Hopefully the audio sounds fine. If the audio doesn't sound that great, which when I first started, recording at school, it somehow was really bad. I'm pretty sure it's the laptop I'm recording on. Also, if you hear like a spaceship sound, that's, my laptop, because I have 28 things plugged into it right now. But yeah, so I do apologize for, not getting a video out every day. I'm going to try my best to get out as many as possible. Unfortunately, it's just not possible every single day. Like I can do when I'm at home, because I do have priorities here. But with that being said, today we're going to be doing the LA Clippers, third in the Western Conference right now. Obviously a contending team with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George back, being him normal self. We don't have him anymore. Pandemic P, not really looking like that. Paul George kind of playing at an MVP level right now, so super excited to use him. But before we do get any further in this one, if you guys are new around here, please do make sure to subscribe. You guys have been actually killing it with the subs lately, and we are on the road to 30K, and every single one does help out. If you guys can leave a like on the video, it does help it out a ton as well. And yeah, comment anything you want to in the comment section. All right, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, obviously one of the best duos in the entire NBA. Very excited to use both these guys. I know Kawhi Leonard, 1,000,000%, definitely not going anywhere. Paul George tends to regress. I don't think he should be going anywhere. I would say there's probably it's like a 75 to 85% chance I don't trade him. I mean, I know that does leave like 25 to 15% chance that I do. But I don't see myself, moving him at this point. What I do want to do is, because, a lot of the guys in this team, Serge Ibaka, Pat Beverly, Lou Williams, Marcus Morris, they're on the older side. Nicholas Batum. So obviously this is only a 3-year rebuild. It's not like any of these guys are 38 years old. They're not going to be retiring right away. But I definitely would, rather get a championship out of the way sooner rather than later, if you kind of know what I'm saying. So I know a lot of people don't like him. I'm a huge Patrick Beverly fan. I'm hopefully excited to see what he can do today for, probably only going to be the starting point guard for year number 1, but that's fine. George will obviously take over that shooting guard spot. I don't think Kawhi's going to have a backup. I'm pretty sure that Clippers fans like Luke Kennard. I'm not positive on that. All I know is Crispy Flakes was pissed when, he ended up not being. I'm pretty sure they traded him. Did they trade him or did he? I'm pretty sure they traded him to the Clippers, but not positive on that one. The power forward spot we're going to have to address. Obviously, Marcus Morris is probably fine for year number 1. And then Ibaka is only on a 1-year deal, so I actually might look to move him right now. Move him down to power forward. That overall might jump up a little bit because there's no way he's going to pick up that player option. I don't mind Zubats whatsoever. He's on a relatively cheap deal for this entire video. So with that being said, we definitely do have a couple trades to make, and I'll see you guys with the first move here. Trade number 1 here is going to be coming with the Indiana Pacers. Serge Ibaka, Luke Kennard heading over to Indiana. Domantas Sabonis, Keelan Martin coming back. I moved Ibaka to power forward. Obviously, he jumps up 3 overalls. I got some actually crazy trade. Like Mitchell Robinson was offered to me. We look at Colin Sexton from the Cavs, Zach LaVine from the Bulls. As much as I'd love to get Zach LaVine, I really don't have a spot for him. I theoretically maybe could move Kawhi to the 4, play PG at the 3, or I guess maybe I can move Zach LaVine to the point guard spot, but I'm not going to be doing that today. We are going to go ahead and pick up Domantas Sabonis, who's been having a really solid year in real life. He's going to be our power forward probably throughout the entire video. So we obviously do need to work on this rotation a little bit right here. I no longer need Batum and Marcus Morris coming off the bench, I believe. But yeah, Marcus Morris definitely got paid, and then Batum's only on a 1-year deal. So I might try to go ahead and move Nicholas Batum now for a new backup center, because I don't believe, I have Daniel Oturu, who was their 2nd-round pick, or Turu, or whatever the hell his name is. I'm terrible with names, out of Minnesota. So I think I would definitely like to get a backup center. I think we probably could capitalize on that, especially with Zubac not being, the highest overall. So if we're going to go ahead and move Batum, maybe I'll throw in Patrick Patterson as well, because, I do have Morris. Just looking for some sort of big man. Doesn't have to be any, like a Tony Bradley, honestly, might be the answer. I do Gafford, but I do get him a decent amount. I'd rather not give him a first-round pick. JaVale McGee, let's take JaVale McGee from Cleveland. The Cavs probably need to move him at some point anyways, so might as well go ahead and get him. He's, good bench piece veteran, definitely. So Lou Will definitely going to be my 6th man here. McGee's going to get around 17. Marcus Morris probably around 14. Jackson around 10, and then maybe, I can't say that name, I'm sorry. Not going to be playing for me. So Zubac's probably going to get around 32 a night. Sabonis going to be probably around 35. Kawhi 37. PG 36. Beverly like 33, and I'm actually kind of fine with that. We'll give a 25th here to Lou Will, and we'll give an 18th here to JaVale McGee. So going to be a 9-man rotation here for head coach Ty Lue. Obviously, they moved on from Doc Rivers. He moved over to Philadelphia in the offseason. But here's how it's going to look for year number 1. Pat Beverly, Paul George, scary defensive backcourt, and an even scarier defender in Kawhi Leonard at that 3 spot. Domantas Sabonis and Ivica Zubac hopefully can, kind of lock it down on the front court. I don't have, great faith in either of them, but I definitely think they should be able to, capitalize with the other 3 great defensive players we do have. Lou Will as our 6th man off the bench, obviously a great scorer, just unbelievable talent his whole career. JaVale McGee, Marcus Morris Sr., and Reggie Jackson does round out, the rotation here. So this is the team. This is a very, very good team. I would be very surprised if we didn't at least make it to the West Finals, but only time will tell. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. So we wrap up year number 1 right here. We are first in the Western Conference. Take a look at the top of your screen. First in the conference and first in the power rankings. Obviously, not a bad thing when you do see that, in year number 1 typically. So I know I'm rebuilding a very good team here in the Clippers, but I do want to make sure I get all 30 teams, before I go ahead and start doing other challenges. So Luka Doncic, MVP, 35.5 points, 11.5 boards, 9.5 assists. Pretty much see that one every single video. LaMelo, Rookie of the Year. Dinwiddie, 6th man. Giannis, Defensive Player of the Year. Michael Porter Jr., Most Improved. Ty Lue does get Coach of the Year for us. As we go 54 and 28. So, wow, looks like no team in the NBA did have 60 wins. We can go ahead and check out some player stats real quick before we hop into these playoffs. Kawhi, almost 30 a game. Obviously, you love to see it. Paul George, super solid year from him. Sometimes this game weirdly makes Paul George regress to like an 86 overall in year number 2, and I don't know why that happens, but I don't really care what his overall is if he's going to keep putting up these numbers. So, obviously, he's a 90 right now. It's what he started the video as, but 2K's regression, man. It's just a little bit weird. Sabonis, good year for us. 18 points, 12.5 boards, almost 6 assists from a guy who's almost 7 feet tall. You're never going to complain about that one. Lou Will off the bench. Vita Zubats, Marcus Morris. Pat Beverly's obviously not in the starting lineup to score. But, yeah, this is the squad. So, we do have MVP Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks here in round number 1. Brunson, Richardson, Luka, Maxi Kleber, Kristaps Porzingis, the starting 5 there for Dallas. Not a bad 8 seed whatsoever. But, yeah, we do go on to sweep them. So, moving on to Utah here, who's having a great year in real life. Sit at 20 and 5 right now. They've been playing unbelievable basketball. Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Joe Ingles, Royce O'Neal, Rudy Gobert is the starting 5 for them there in Salt Lake City. We do end up getting the W in 6. Now we got the Battle of LA here in the West Finals. Schroeder, KCP, LeBron, AD, and Montrezl Harrell. The Clippers' old friend Montrezl Harrell. Wow, we sweep the LA Lakers and us in the 76ers here in the NBA Finals. Simmons, Thibault, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. Well, if we win one year number 1, you guys know what that means. It means we're looking for a three-peat. And would you look at that? We get it done. Year number 1, Kawhi Leonard does win an Finals MVP for the Clippers. So, awesome to see. You really do love to see it. We're going to head up to league meetings right now. We're not going to be putting any of these through. I really do want to do another league meetings rebuild. I mean, I'm not going to do it probably anytime soon just because I did one probably a couple weeks ago at the latest, but I had a ton of fun with that. So, Indiana Pacers, who we got our friend Domantas Sabonis from, projected number 1 overall pick. They actually end up falling to 4. Seems to be a common theme in these rebuilds here. So, Matthew Thomas, just thank you, but you just don't have good ratings. Ty Lue, not my favorite guy in the world, not the best ratings here, but he just won us a championship. I mean, you can't fire somebody after they win you a championship unless there was just something terrible going on. Billups and Kenny Atkinson. Kenny Atkinson, former Nets head coach, probably going to remain as my assistants here. And Derek Irving just... I have some comments here that about the way he looks there that probably wouldn't, be monetization friendly on YouTube, so I'll keep those to myself. So we don't have to hire many guys in the staff department. Obviously, getting a head coach is typically the most important here. Kevin Nicholson wants to be a bum. Obviously, we have the biggest budget. I'm pretty sure that we have the richest owner in the entire NBA, so and we're the LA Clippers. So we're now up to the draft. I don't know if we do have our first round pick. If we do, I'm probably just going to trade it. You know what? I'll draft somebody at 30. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably am going to have literally no idea who this is that I'm going to be drafting at pick 30, but I know some of you guys have been asking me to get guys later in the draft, so might as well go ahead and see who we can get here real quick. So Jaden Springer, I'm not even going to try. Mac McClung. I love this dude. I have to take Mac McClung because 1, I know who he is. 2, the dude's an absolute stud, and I think he actually could be decent in the NBA maybe at some point, but yeah, Mac McClung, 30th overall pick. Dude's going to be a 69 overall. Nice. Probably not really going to be seeing much playing time for us, but, well, I'll address that at other points in time. Keelan Martin, Dean Wade can both come back. We'll get into cheesy Massa a little bit. Probably going to trade all 4 of those guys for picks. And then, obviously, Kawhi Leonard is into free agency, and he's probably, without a doubt, our number 1 priority. So, he does have 10 offers right now. Wow, looks like Toronto offered him a 1-year deal to go back. Probably not too enticing for him. We're just going to go ahead and give the dude a shit ton of money. And hopefully he wants to return to LA here. So other than that, we do have Lou Will, Reggie Jackson as free agents. Lou Williams is just a little bit old for me at this point. I don't know. Because I also do want to improve the starting point guard spot. So I wouldn't mind maybe giving him a deal that's worth a little bit more money. Maybe we can combine him and Beverly to, kind of have the money to go after, a bigger name point guard. And then might honestly just even include Reggie Jackson in that deal as well. So after day 1 of free agency here, we do get all 3 of those guys back. McGee's unfortunately going to be, taking his talents elsewhere, but we got him a ring here. I'm sure he's not too upset about it. So, you know, after being in Cleveland, after, you know, his stint with the Lakers, after he got a ring there as well. So, at this point in time, I'm probably going to be, you know, trading a bunch of these guys maybe for picks. That honestly includes D-Wade. Wow, that sounds weird. Keelan Martin, Daniel Arturu, maybe. He could be something decent for us. I just don't know if I'm comfortable with him being my backup center yet. But, like, Jackson, again, I'm terrible with names. I really can't pronounce it. And, again, I'm sure a lot of these guys are pretty decent in real life. This is 2K, and I'm trying to make the best squad possible, because I know somebody's going to be up my ass in the comment section. So, the majority of those, whoa, I just had a stroke. The majority of those guys that, you know, weren't going to play for me, they're probably just going to be traded for picks. And then, obviously, once, you know, I make a pretty big trade probably for the point guard spot, I'll obviously show you guys that. So I'll see you guys with the next move. So I'm going to try to see if it's possible here for me to get De'Aaron Fox from the Kings. Lou Will, Pat Beverly, Reggie Jackson, obviously, you know, all our technical point guards. Right now, I moved Lou Will to shooting guard just because his overall went up 1 or 2. But I think De'Aaron Fox would be a great piece of this team. I traded pretty much all the scrubs there for first, not scrubs, but you know what I'm saying. And yeah, just like that, De'Aaron Fox, officially the newest member of the LA Clippers. So this is the team right now. I think I am going to go with Arturu right here. I don't think he's going to be a bad backup center. Maybe he'll jump up to, you know, 74, 75 overall by the time we do start simming next year. At 6'9", he is a little bit undersized, that center spot. You know, in today's NBA, everybody's 7 feet tall and can shoot threes, and it's just weird. But he does have a B-3, so you know what I'm saying. But Sabonis and Morris, I'm comfortable with. I think Marcus Morris is a great, you know, scorer off the bench for us. We do have to replace Lou Will somehow in the scoring department. So McClung, as much as, you know, I just hyped him up a little bit when I drafted him, I don't think he's going to be my backup for Paul George. So we need a backup point guard and a backup shooting guard at this point in time. Probably doesn't have to be anybody amazing. Like, I actually do like Bryn Forbes quite a bit. I think he could be good for us. We have all these trade exceptions from the guys I just moved. So Quinn Cook, Bryn Forbes, honestly fine. They're going to be probably playing 10 minutes a night, 10, 12, 14, whatever the hell it's going to be. So this is the star-studded lineup we got here in LA right now. Obviously, having Zubac on this, or Zubac, excuse me, on this super nice contract right here, whatever the hell his name is going to be super nice for us. So that is how it's going to look for year number 2. I'm going to send some guys to some training camps, and I'll see you guys at the rotation at the start of year number 2. So rotation is set here at the start of year number 2. We obviously made a significant upgrade at the point guard spot in De'Aaron Fox. The unfortunate thing is that did cause us to lose a decent amount of depth. So the bench unit does worry me a little bit. If we get to the midseason mark and we're not doing too hot, I could look to make a trade, but I'm pretty comfortable that this starting 5 is going to probably be able to handle it. So year number 2 here, fresh off a championship, De'Aaron Fox, Paul George, who's now down to an 88 overall. Kawhi Leonard, Domantas Sabonis, and Vita Zubac is the starting 5. Bench unit, Marcus Morris, the 6-man here, is down to a 76 overall. It's not what you love to see. Bryn Forbes here, Daniel Arturu hopefully is developing nicely, and then Quinn Cook off the bench as well. So a couple veterans in here, a couple decently young guys, and I think it hopefully could be a good enough mix for us to go back-to-back and hopefully eventually three-peat. So that's the team for now. If I make a trade at the mid-season mark, you guys will obviously see it, but if not, I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. So year number 2 does come to a close here. I didn't quite catch our record before we stopped simming, but as you can see, first in the Western Conference, first in the power rankings. Obviously, no matter what the record is, we're better than every other team right now. So, Trae Young MVP for the Atlanta Hawks. You tend to see this quite a bit as well. 33.5, 3.5 boards, 12.5 assists. Yeah, legitimately probably one of, if not the biggest win-win trade in NBA history. You know, trading him for Doncic on draft night. If anybody else can tell me in a bigger win-win trade, you know, as of now, it's looking like it's a huge win-win. I think Doncic is without a doubt the better player, but I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that's been that good. Maybe, you know, the Celtics and Nets trade for, you know, me being a Celtics fan was a win-win, but you know what I'm saying. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year here for the Indiana Pacers. Cade Cunningham, also 6-man of the year. Isaac Defensive Player of the Year. Marvin Bagley, Most Improved. You actually don't see this one a ton. Good to see, you know, the guy who was drafted over Luka Doncic doing pretty well for himself. So we go 58-24. Ty Lue, Coach of the Year once again. Obviously, once again, a 1 seed here in the Western Conference. Go ahead and check out some player stats right now for this team. Kawhi Leonard, De'Aaron Fox, Paul George, all 20-plus point per game. Obviously, scoring is going to go down for George and Leonard as we do add, you know, another star here in De'Aaron Fox. Sabonis, you know, similar numbers last year, 18 points, 13 boards, almost 6 assists. Really like his production for us. Marcus Morris out the bench, Zubac, 9 and 10 is literally all I need from him. Bryn Forbes, Daniel Arturu, and then Quinn Cook does round out the scoring for us. So rebounds per game went to Domantas Sabonis, and assists was De'Aaron Fox. We got Utah here in the first round. Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Joe Ingles, Derek Favors, and Rudy Gobert. Again, it's a really good team. I just think we're probably a little bit too much for them at this point. You know, we get by them in a quick gentleman's sweep. They take game 1 from us. Not a big deal. Us in Denver here in round number 2. Murray, Gordon. Wow, Eric Gordon's an interesting addition. Michael Porter Jr., Serge Ibaka, our old friend, and Nikola Jokic. I'd be interested to see how an Ibaka... I was going to say I'd be interested to see how an Ibaka And Jokic front court works, but I guess we just found out the answer to that. Here go the Pelicans again. Yep, winning the finals in year number 2. And just, yep, keep feeding me that 2K. So I don't know if I'm going to keep Ty Lue around. I'm not saying he was necessarily the problem. I think the bench unit had a lot to do with it, but I definitely want to make sure we get at least one more championship today. So that'll be a decision I will probably make at some point. League meetings right now, like why on earth did 28 fucking teams put that through? Let me know. Like 28 people thought that was a good idea. What in the world? We head into the draft lottery. I did trade for a lot of picks. I don't think we're going to have any this year, however. And no, I don't see anything. So the San Antonio Spurs end up with the number 1 overall pick. Well, actually, 3 teams in Texas had the top 3. So I think, like D'Antoni's here. Has better ratings. Jacob Underwood as well. Trent Peterson, Steven Silas. I don't know. Billy Donovan's here, who actually has some pretty good... Actually, let me get Billy Donovan. I don't think I've really ever gotten Billy Donovan as my head coach, and I definitely wouldn't mind him. And I think I do need a new assistant coach as well, so Peterson. And then I am going to go ahead and get an A trainer here. Hopefully there's at least one. Yeah, my boy Glenn Howard, who I don't think I've literally ever gotten before. So Billy Donovan, obviously, you know, not the best rep in the NBA right now, but here in 2K, he does have some pretty good ratings, probably the highest we actually did just see right there. So I'm going to give him a chance. If it doesn't end up working out, that's going to, you know, come back and bite me in the ass. So we're just going to make sure I don't have any picks in this year's draft. We have, you know, the last pick, literally Mr. Irrelevant. Let's just see who they draft for us. So Larry Perdue, a 69 overall out of Miami, Florida. Sure, Larry, welcome to the team. Best Larry in NBA history. All right, Zubac is going to be coming back. Obviously, probably going to be our starting center. I'll make a decision on that. Daniel Oturu is going to get that qualifying. He's up to a 76 overall. Very serviceable off the bench for us. And here's obviously the best free agency literally ever in the game. But, you know, we don't really tend to have money by year number 3. So we don't have bird rights on Oturu, which kind of does surprise me a little bit. Mac McClung's jumping up a little bit. Obviously, our boy Larry Perdue as well. But yeah, I think it might be time to trade Morris. He's just getting a little old. I don't know how much his overall is going to jump if, yeah, I move him to small forward. But I wouldn't mind getting a different bench piece for him. I mean, he's just going to regress even more. It's how 2K works. I think he could be, you know, very much contribute in real life still. Like, Bogdanovich could be huge for me, but I don't really need a backup small forward. McConnell, Josh Hart. Why am I getting all small forwards? Eric Gordon's too fucking old. Rondae Hollis Jefferson can't hit the side of a barn. Everybody's either too fucking old. Davis Bertans, that's fine by me. We got 2 white power forwards right now. So, that's fine. He's only 29 years old. Obviously not a, you know, a young stud by any means, but he should be fine, for, you know, at least one season. So, the point guard spot, I would love to bring back Beverly. He's just too old. Cameron Payne. Jesus fucking Christ. Seta Rancy could be interesting. Ooh, Tyus Jones. I actually do like Tyus Jones quite a bit. I don't know why I gave him a 3-year deal. I didn't mean to do that intentionally. So, we're not going to renounce the rights on Oturu. I think I don't have bird rights on him, but I'm pretty sure that I have a qualifying offer on him. So, does it say I can afford him here? If I can find him. I don't know. Is it not by overall? Oh, here we go. Let me see if I can find him real quick. Daniel Oturu, yeah. So it doesn't say I can afford him right now, but he is restricted, so I'm probably just going to wait it out at this point. Like, if we take a look at it right now, we have the whole rotation set besides the backup center, so I'll wait him out. It's going to let me match it if he does get an offer. I don't think he probably will, but other than that, I'll see you guys the rotation at the start of the 3rd and final here. So your number 3 here, the 3rd and final season. As you can unfortunately see, this game just fucking hates Paul George. And he regresses down to an 86. I don't think in, you know, when we get 2K23 or whatever year this would be, that Paul George is going to be an 86 overall. That's just my bold prediction right now. You can come back if I'm wrong. But yeah, I just don't see that happening. But nonetheless, the game does. So De'Aaron Fox, Paul George remains our backcourt. The entire starting 5 remains the same. Obviously, after the big trade for Sabonis, so I'm pretty sure that was one of our first moves at the start of this video, if not our first move. The rest of the pieces kind of fell into place after the Fox one as well. So I could look to maybe upgrade Zubac, but 9 and 10 is probably the most you're going to get from a guy like Zubac. Especially with, you know, 4 All-Stars literally playing next to him in the starting lineup. So I could look to improve it, but like, what's the point? He's not making that much money. 82 overall, $7 million a year. It's probably as good as you're going to get if we're being honest. The bench unit definitely got some help here with Davis Bertans as our 6th man. I know you guys, you know me. I don't like big men being my 6th men, but I think it kind of does fit right now. I do want to get these guys the most minutes considering that Sabonis and Zubac are playing the least, if you know what I'm saying, in the starting lineup. So it's kind of just a little thing I'm doing right now. Tyus Jones getting 14 minutes a night, and then Bryn Forbes does round out the rest of the rotation. So these guys are playing. They're going to be here to help, but I mean, Fox and Paul George, it's not that important to me, if we're being honest, how many minutes their backups play. So that is it for now. We're going to look to hopefully win a second championship in this video. Obviously not repeating, but we'll see. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. So I'm not quite sure what happened. This team ended up being a 3 seed here, 2 in the power rankings. I honestly really don't know. Joel Embiid, MVP. Victor is your Rookie of the Year. Malcolm Brogdon, 6th man. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Defensive Player of the Year. Cade Cunningham, Most Improved. Taylor Jenkins, Coach of the Year. We went 52-30. I don't think this team won more than 54 games, which is kind of weird to say. I could be tripping. Kind of all, gets confusing with me. But, yeah. Nonetheless, Phoenix is ahead of us. I don't know. I don't really... Did they just not do anything for Paul George? I mean, he was still solid for us. Maybe I just didn't do a good enough job building up the bench unit, but I don't think it really looks that bad, with the minutes they're playing a night. We'll see, though. We got Portland here, round number 1, Dame CJ. Is that Miles? Sorry, my mic's in the way, that's why. Miles Bridges, Usman Garuba, and Yusuf Nurkic is the starting 5 there for Portland. As we're up 3-0, we sweep them. Moving on to Phoenix here. Love, Booker. Oh, I thought it said Mo Wagner. Franz Wagner? I have no idea. John Collins is a great addition to this team, and DeAndre Ayton. Not a lot of spacing in that front. Cool. Really? Fucking son of a bitch. All right. What happened in the playoffs? What happened in the playoffs? I don't know. I guess maybe age just caught up with us. So that sucks. The fucking Knicks? What? What does that Knicks roster look like? You're fucking high if you think that team's winning a championship. All right. Nonetheless, we did get a championship, so it's not a total fail, but I'm kind of mad at myself for only getting one, but I don't know, man. I really don't know what happened there. So, nonetheless, if you guys did enjoy, leave a like down below. That would help out the video a ton. If you guys new, please do make sure to subscribe. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm now back at school, so it's harder for me to get out a video every single day. I'm going to try to do my best to get out, somewhere in the area of 3 to 4 a week, hopefully. That's the goal as of now. I don't know if it's 100% feasible, but I'm going to do my best. And if you guys, as always, want to see updates or anything, go follow me on Twitter. The link's in the description of this video. If you want to shoot me a DM, feel free to do that as well. So that about does it for me for now. I'm excited to get into some other rebuilds, past these normal rebuilds, maybe some challenges, stuff like that. I know you guys typically tend to love those ones. So that is it for me. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.